Now, for the next section, let's do a bad deals review section here, where we're going to look at a bad deal that happened here not too long ago, and discuss some of the reasons why it was a bad deal.
Yeah, absolutely. This happened in the Michigan tax sale last year. In fact, I just, it was one of the first. I just said, let me see if I can find something, at a bad deal. And the first page that I looked at, the first auction had this cell tower, and I remember looking at this at the time. Now, if we look at it, it started with a minimum bid of 3,800. And if we look at the SEV value, the SEV value was 19,200. Now in Michigan, the market value in their estimation is double that. So they do the assessed value of half of what they think the market value is. So even the county thinks that, at most it would be worth about 40 grand. Now, does it have how much they paid for it up there at the top?
Let's see here.
I wonder why it's not showing.
If I log in, maybe it will. Here, hold on. There we go. It sold for 85,000. Goodness, they paid a lot for that.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and if you look at the pictures, they've got a bunch of pictures of the inside, but even down in the notes, they say that this is an easement property. So, in my estimation, whoever just bought this lost $80,000. Now, sure, there's buildings on there, but even in the county, in the notes, say that this isn't going to stick.
Why? It makes you wonder why they sell these. They really shouldn't be allowed to sell them, because easements and ownership should be somewhat tied together if the property only has uses in easement. You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, and they do this all the time, and we see investors buy these all the time and get themselves in a situation where they lose money. And that's the reason we're going over in easements and talking about them, so that as you guys are looking at auctions, you know how to avoid them. Now, most of you guys just looking at it probably already know, but this happens all the time, and we want to try to keep people from buying these kinds of properties, because you've given yourself no chance to try to make money. There's no way to try to salvage this deal. Even though there's some structures and there's things of value on there, the county even says that you don't have any ownership of that stuff.
Yeah, you can't do anything with anything there because it's not yours, at all. Basically, it's all part of infrastructure, and so you can't even mess with it, even if you are the owner of the property. So it really does kind of make owning it fairly pointless. And it's all the more reason why the people that they're using it for these liens really should be paying the property taxes to maintain it, because it's crazy to let a property like that go through the tax sale and let somebody else potentially buy it. But they figure it is on them for not doing their research, I guess.
Well, and in this case, it was probably created by some company that eventually, quit using it or quit paying it. And the reason they quit paying it is because it doesn't matter if they do or don't. Sometimes they'll have a lease, or they'll be able to make money off it for a certain period of time. At that point, they're no longer making money off it, or it could be owned by some kind of company. But in this case, they get free access to the property. So whoever this is, and I think it says down there below in the notes who actually has some type of service there.
Let's see here. So, located in Granville Public School District industrial land use, it appears the property is still in use, but unknown if it is active. Please use caution, be respectful. Large cellular tower. Multiple electric meter hookups, but only one is occupied. Labels for, so it may not even be in full use either. Labels for Sprint and T-Mobile are visible. Two small buildings to the north, large industrial equipment attached. There's a large diesel generator. Property looks well maintained. Yeah, please note the equipment and structures of this building. Buildings are on leased land and are assessed separately and not included as part of the sale. This parcel may be subject to utility right-of-way, other easements. Yeah, it's certainly an easement. Easements are not extinguished by tax foreclosure, and foreclosed parcels are subject to these pre-existing rights.
Yeah, so, this person purchased this property, and unless they know something that we don't know, and we would look at the deed, but I'm sure on the deed there's going to be an easement against it. And so, you know, in a lot of ways, they really threw away their money. And a lot of people think that, hey, if I buy the land, well, they're going to have to pay me something. You know, I've told the story many times about where, you know, someone saw our videos, they purchased something like this, you know, and tried to contact us after they had purchased it. They weren't students or anything of ours. They went to some seminar and got all, you know, hyped up and purchased something like this and ended up losing all their money on it. Ended up losing $40,000. Well, whoever bought this one ended up losing 80,000.
Yeah,
But
that pretty bad deal.
yeah, hopefully that gives you guys an idea of what we're trying to avoid. You know, we're going to look at different properties like this. Maybe, you know, it may be a piece of land that isn't buildable. You know, that's something we'll see, pieces of land that can bid up to high prices because it's in a great area, but they didn't even check the minimum square foot laws for that particular area. And so they bought something that's completely useless. So what we want to do is we want to give you guys education so that you can go out there and be successful with this, and also help show you properties that you know, that aren't going to make sense. In fact, we even looked at some of those in the San Diego auction.